Hello. I'm switching it up today because my laptop, she's having a minute. So I figured I'm gonna film from my phone and let's hope the quality is okay. Hey y'all, it's me, Cecilia. Welcome back to my channel. So today what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I don't know who this was created by. This is pretty much a tag that everyone does in the middle of the year to pretty much look at how they've been reading, how they're gonna read, you know, whatever, etc. So I figured I'll add my take, spin, whatever. Let's just jump right into it. I don't know, what kind of reference did I just make? Best book you have read so far this year. So for this, I'm gonna be putting Bunny by Mona Awad. This, disclaimer, this book is not for everyone. This is an adult dark academia horror book. This book pretty much told me that dark academia has rights, which is always good to know. But pretty much what this book is about is that we follow this girl. I can't remember her name to save my life, but she pretty much is going to this graduate school in like New England-ish area, and she's kind of like that other girl. Like, I'm not like other girls, you know, but pretty much she is just living her best life. She's getting is it a PhD, master's? She's getting something, some postgraduate degree in creative writing, and her program has it has four other girls, and they're all kind of weirdly best friends. They all call each other Bunny, and it's just like a weird, creepy sorority girl situation, right? One day she is invited by these girls to go to an event, and she slowly becomes one of them, and there's some weird supernatural things with bunnies in this book. It was fucking phenomenal. I listened to this on audiobook, and this book, ooh, it hit different. It was so freaking good. I read this in February, right before I went on like my 2-month reading slump. I read this book and I was like, nah, I don't need to read anymore. I don't need to read anymore, you know? But it was just really good. So I recommend it if you like more of a darker horror-ish thing and you're okay with bunnies that explode. Yeah, they explode at some points, but you know. Number 2, best sequel you've read. Let me go get it because I have it. Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This book is so good. I read the entire Hunger Games trilogy last month in May, and it just hit the spot. I don't know how I never read the series before, but this, I swear, is one of the greatest sequels of all time. Like, sequels usually to me are not as good or are at an equal level playing field. This one, you can argue is slightly better. It's just so good, like in every aspect of the word. I'm not gonna explain. If you want to see my thoughts on the first book, The Hunger Games, I will leave the vlog link up above. But it's just such a good book, such a good series, so I highly recommend if you want to pick it up and you haven't yet. This is the time. This is the time. New release, I haven't read yet, but I want to. So I have 2 books for this. I plan on reading them within probably the next month. All Boys Are in Blue by... I'm terrible. Okay. This book is an autobiography / memoir, basically talking about being a Black gay man in America. First of all, the cover is gorgeous. Second of all, it just sounds so interesting. I've heard so many good things about this book from so many people, and I know that I definitely want to read it like when I get it. The other book I have on my list is Felix Ever After by Case and Callender. I actually have this one checked out from the library through Libby, but it expires tomorrow. But tomorrow is the Blackathon Juneteenth edition, so I'm probably gonna read that for that. I don't know, should I vlog? Should I vlog that readathon? Please let me know. I want to know if I should vlog. I don't really know much about this one, but I know that our main character is a a black trans boy. So my heart, and the cover, oof, the cover just hits different. So yes, those are the two books I'm so excited to read. Next one, most anticipated new release. Oh, okay. This book I want to pre-order like right now, because the pre-order, one, I really want to read the book. Two, there's some really good pre-order perks that I just need in my life. It's Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I already had wanted to read this book. I knew I needed to own it like immediately when Audrey from Perpetual Pages recommended it in their video, or not in their video. Actually, they did recommend it in one of their videos, but they did an interview with Aiden Thomas. I watched the entire thing. It was like 50 minutes, but it was so good. First of all, their banter, great. I know that this is it's fantasy, YA fantasy. Our main character, he is a trans boy, and he's pretty much a brujo. His family didn't think that worked, that being a brujo was like a thing that you could do. But he was like, nah, screw you guys. And when he pretty much tries to, was it summon someone? Oh, I'm like blanking on the plot at the moment, but it sounds so cool. I'll have a link down below if you want to read up on it and everything like that. But yes, I'm so excited to read that book. Next one is my biggest disappointment. I own this one physically, sadly. It's gonna be unhauled soon. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. This was so disappointing. I had such high hopes for this book, mainly because I love every adaptation of Treasure Island. I love Muppet Treasure Island, Muppet Planet, Treasure Planet. I love them all. So you think I would just eat this up, but it just felt like 200 pages of white nonsense, and I was not down for it. It wasn't my thing. I was just bored the entire time. It's like every single adaptation cuts out all of the boring parts of this and takes all the exciting plot points and runs with them. So I'm just gonna watch all the adaptations from Treasure Island. Part of me wants to write now my own like queer adaptation of Treasure Island, but that'd be cool. I don't know. I'm not an author. Biggest surprise. So, I'm not even putting my numbers. I'll put them somewhere on the screen, whatever. So my biggest surprise was Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schulte. Schultz? Okay. I did a whole dedicated review to this book. So if you would like to hear my in-depth thoughts, I will leave that up above or down below, whatever I feel like. But simply, I didn't think much above it. Just looking at the cover and reading the description, I thought that this was just going to be a 3-star average book or average read to me. But this was real good. I really love the mystery aspects, the fantasy aspects. This is very much like very light fantasy. So if you want a light fantasy and you want more of like a murder mystery thing, I think this was good. It's a little bit of queer rep in it. It was cute, but yeah, so I thought this was real good. It was a surprise for me. I wasn't expecting to like it. Next one is a new favorite author. When I picked favorite authors, I usually pick authors that I've read at least 2 books from 2 different series, because if I read 2 in the same series, I don't really count that. And I really didn't, I guess, add to my repertoire this month so far. A lot of it was just new to me authors. But if I had to name an author that I think I will love in the future, I think I would pick Katie O'Neill. She's written the Tea Dragon Society, Aquacorn Cove, and a bunch of like cute graphic novels. Her art style is so cute. And the way that she crafts stories is just, it's so wholesome. And okay. So I have a feeling that if I read the Tea Dragon Society and a couple of her other ones, that I will fall in love and will want to read all of her graphic novels. So I guess I'll go with Katie O'Neill. Next one is newest fictional crush. This one isn't newest, but it's like, I remembered how much I loved him. I'm gonna say Sinbad from Magi. So Magi's an anime, but it's also a manga. Oh, this book reminded me how much I love Sinbad. He is the eternal husbando. Like, I love him to death. He's just so charismatic. He's a little bit of a womanizer, like a little bit, but he's just such a cool dude. He's very smart, charismatic, funny. He is responsible. He's responsible. I don't know why that's so hard to find in book characters. That's where no one's responsible to save my life, or at least the ones that are hot are not responsible. Like, we need to, I want a hot responsible character. Please tell me if they are and where they are. But this was, I love Sinbad. I love him, and he's just, look at him. Look at him. Just, if you want to truly know, like, see his backstory, I guess, watch The Adventures of Sinbad on Netflix. It's like 12 episodes long, so it's not a long series, but ooh, character development. Next one, newest favorite character. I kind of realized when I started reading this series again how much I love the main character in it. It's Chise from The Ancient Magnus Bride. This one's volume 5. She has gone through so much crap. And for this book, I would have to say for the series, I would say trigger warnings for suicide. Also trigger warning for abuse, because specifically child abuse. But Chise went through so much crap in her life. Her mother tried to strangle her, and when that didn't succeed, her mother killed herself. And she got bullied a lot in school because she has a magical power where she can like see fae, and she can see a bunch of magical creatures. And she lost the will to live, so she sold herself into slavery just as like not as a last resort, it's kind of as a last resort. But once she's kind of she's pretty much rescued by Alucard or Alistair. Why am I blanking? When she kind of gets rescued by him, and she's learning how to be a mage, she starts to love herself. And to watch her from the first volume, ooh, ooh, like, I love Chise so much, and I just want her to love herself, and I just want her to be confident and to live her best life. So I freaking love Chise. Okay, that was dramatic. Book that made you cry. I think there's only one so far I've read this year that like really made me cry. This isn't gonna be a surprise. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I guess spoilers for this book if you have not read it, or if you care to read it, I don't know. But Rue's death fucking tore my soul out. If you watched that vlog that I linked above earlier, you see me get a little teary-eyed, but I didn't want to full on cry on camera. But when I turned my camera off, ooh, like I started crying a little bit. Oh, it was just so emotional, and I remembered the part from the movie which made me cry, and it was just, it just affected me in a whole nother way. But this was, ooh, A tier book. Next question, a book that made you happy. I'm gonna go back, not to a book I've already talked about, but kind of, and talk about Acorn Cove by Katie O'Neill. This is a graphic novel. It is so stinking cute, and I don't know why it took me so long to read it. But it follows this little girl. Her mother died in a shipwreck, and her father was so grieved by it that they moved to the city away from the cute little beach town, because he just reminded him too much of his wife. So they go back to help their aunt clean up the house after a hurricane or a storm, something. And while she's there, she finds the acorns, and she is brought to the attention that the coral reef, the area under the ocean, is dying, and that it's because of overfishing. And so she tries her best to alert the town of what's happening. This book, it made me so freaking happy, mainly because, well, one, is just a really cute story, but two, this book is a perfect exploration of teaching without feeling like, or learning without feeling like you're learning, like fun learning, I guess you can say, because it subtly is able to explain climate change. It's able to explain and talk about coral bleaching. And even at the back of this graphic novel, it talks about what is coral bleaching, what is what's the state of the coral, of the coral, what's the state of coral reefs nowadays, and how we can help, which it was all well researched. I have done way too many essays in the last 6 months about coral, so it was perfect. And from my little environmental self, I was like, this is so freaking cute. It was queer as well, so We got some sapphic elements in this. It was just so good. I wanna physically own this. It's very rare that I want to buy a graphic novel or manga or whatever after I've read it, but this is one that I want to give to literally everybody. It's the most beautiful book you've bought or received. I have two. Let me show you guys. One I pre-ordered and one I just got in the mail today. So from a lovely person. The first one, the one that I pre-ordered, was The Falling in Love montage by Kiara Smith. This book is so gorgeous. It is a female romance. I heard it's like, how I heard it described was a female rom-com, and that's literally all I needed in my life. So yes. But yeah, this book is just gorgeous. Another one that I got today, the person who sent it to me didn't say whoever this was, thank you, but is A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Marrow. And this is just, even the back is gorgeous. This is, first of all, I want to just dress up like I have blue eyeliner. That's a Bookstagram photo right there, but but pretty much this is just a cool kind of urban fantasy with mermaids and sirens. So I think is it mermaids or sirens? Mermaids, black mermaids. I love to be a black mermaid, so you know, I'm living my best life through this book. All right, last question. I feel like I've been talking for years, but you know, that's okay. Is a book you want to read, or any books you want to read by the end of the year? I am kind of ashamed I haven't read yet because I pre-ordered this book, and yeah, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I have heard, mixed is an understatement. I have heard so many, most of my friends, I would say, either thought this was okay to not great or wasn't necessary, but I bought it, I paid for it, and I'm gonna read it. It's very long, and it's about President Snow, who asked? Who asked? Like, I can literally think of so many other prequels or other continuations of the world you can do. Like, imagine if we had a book highlighting the first Hunger Games. I think that would be freaking amazing. Imagine if we had a book talking about just Haymitch and his feelings. We know a little bit of what he went through the games, but I would like to explore it a little bit more. There's so much you can talk about in this world, but you decide President Snow deserved his own book. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna read this soon. I might read this for Fuckathon because I feel like there's one of the proms that's gonna work for this. So yeah, I'm gonna be posting my Fuckathon TBR soon, so look forward to it. All right, that's it for today, guys. Today's emoji, is there a butterfly emoji? Butterfly emoji. If there's not a butterfly emoji, then do a heart. I like hearts. Hearts are always great. Also, let me know if you like my filming here, if you like my background. It's very excellent. Like, you see my love of art. So like, let me know if you like my filming here. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in another video. Peace.